Hey, good morning, my friends. Happy Saturday. What's going on over here, phone? I'm having a little, my internet connection. She's gone out 3 or 4 times, so hopefully it should be all right. Hi, Susan. Good morning. You guys, breakfast this morning is gonna be bomb. I'm stupid excited for breakfast. It's not even remotely a breakfast food. It's a decadent treat, and I'm having it for breakfast because I gotta show y'all. I don't even know if it's gonna come out that good, but I'm gonna make it, and I'll tell you what it is when we're done reading the Bible. Because the Bible is more important. Good morning, Lori. All right, guys. March 26. Kings defeated. Getting it wrong right out of the gate. Kings defeated west of the Jordan. Joshua 12, 7 through 24. My first Saturday off. Holy cow, Mary. Good night. I'm glad you have a day off. The following is the list of kings that Joshua and the Israelite armies defeated on the west side of the Jordan, from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon to Mount Halak, which leads up to Seir. Joshua gave this land to the tribes of Israel as their possession, including the hill country, the western foothills, the Jordan Valley, the mountain slopes, the Judean wilderness, and the Negev. The people who lived in this region were the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. These are the kings Israel defeated: the king of Jericho, the king of Ai near Bethel, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, the king of Eglon, the king of Gezer, the king of Deber, and the king of Geder, the king of Hormah, the king of Arad, the king of Libnah, the king of Adullam, the king of Makkedah, the king of Bethel, the king of Tappuah, the king of Hepher, the king of Aphek, the king of Lasharon, the king of Madon, the king of Hazor, the king of Shimron Meron, the king of Akshif, the king of Tanakh, the king of Megiddo, the king of Kadesh, the king of Jokneam and Carmel, the king of Dor and the town of Naphoth Dor, the king of Goyim and Gilgal, and the king of Tirzah. In all, 31 kings were defeated. The land yet to be conquered. Joshua 13, 1 through 7. When Joshua was an old man, the Lord said to him, "You are growing old, and much land remains to be conquered. This is the territory that remains, all the region of the Philistines and the Geshurites, and the larger territory of the Canaanites, extending from the stream of Shihor on the border of Egypt northward to the boundary of Ekron. It includes the territory of the 5 Philistine rulers of Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron. The land of the Avites in the south also remains to be conquered. In the north, the following area has not yet been conquered: all the land of the Canaanites, included Mearah, which belongs to the Sidonians, stretching northward to Aphek on the border of the Amorites, the land of the Gebalites, and all of the Lebanon mountain area to the east, from Baal Gad, below Mount Hermon, to Leboth Hamath, and all the hill country from Lebanon to Misrephoth Maim, including all the land of the Sidonians. I myself will drive these people out of the land ahead of the Israelites. So be sure to give this land to Israel as a special possession, just as I have commanded you. Include all this territory as Israel's possession when you divide this land among the 9 tribes and the half-tribe of Manasseh." The land divided east of the Jordan. Joshua 13, 8 through 13. Half the tribe of Manasseh and the tribes of Reuben and Gad had already received their grants on the land on the east side of the Jordan, for Moses, the servant of the Lord, had previously assigned this land to them. Their territory extended from Aroer on the edge of the Arnon Gorge, including the town in the middle of the gorge, to the plain beyond Medeba as far as Dibon. It also included the towns of King Sihon of the Amorites, who had reigned in Heshbon, and extended as far as the borders of Ammon. It included Gilead, the territory of the kingdoms of Geshur and Makkah, all of Mount Hermon, all of Bashan as far as Salekah, and all of the territory of King Og of Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth in Edrei. The King Og was the last of the Rephaites, for Moses had attacked them and driven them out. But the Israelites failed to drive out the people of Geshur and Makkah, so they continued to live among the Israelites to this day. An inheritance for the tribe of Levi. Joshua 13:14. Moses did not assign any allotment to the land of the tribe of Levi. Instead, as the Lord had promised, their allotment came from the offerings burned on the altar to the Lord, the God of Israel. The land given to the tribe of Reuben, Joshua 13:15 through 23. Moses had assigned the following area to the clans of the tribe of Reuben. Their territory extended from Arior on the edge of the Arnon Gorge, including the town in the middle of the gorge, to the plain beyond Medeba. It included Heshbon and the other towns on the plain: Dibon, Bamoth Baal, Beth Baal Meon, Jahaz, Kedemeth, Mephath, Kiriathaim, Sibmah, Zareth Shahar on the hill above the valley, Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jeshemoth. The land of Reuben also included all the towns on the plain and the entire kingdom of Sihon. Sihon was the Amorite king who had reigned in Heshbon and was killed by Moses along with the leaders of Midian, Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, the princes living in the region who were allied with Sihon. The Israelites had also killed Balaam, son of Beor, who used magic to tell the future. The Jordan River marked the western boundary for the tribe of Reuben. The towns and their surrounding villages in this area were given as a homeland to the clans of the tribe of Reuben. The land given to the tribe of Gad, Joshua 13:24 through 28. Moses had assigned the following area to the clans of the tribe of Gad. Their territory included Jazer, all the towns of Gilead, and half the land of Ammon, as far as the town of Arior, just west of Rabbah. It extended from Heshbon to Ramoth Mizpah and Betanim, and from Mahanaim to the territory of Lo-debar. In the valley were Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Succoth, Zaphon, and the rest of the kingdom of Sihon of Heshbon. The western boundary ran along the Jordan River, extended as far north as the tip of the Sea of Galilee, and then turned eastward. The towns and their surrounding villages in this area were given as a homeland to the clans of the tribe of Gad. The land given to the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua 13:29 through 33. Moses had assigned the following area to the clans of the half-tribe of Manasseh. Their territory extended from Mahanaim, including all of Bashan, all of the former kingdom of King Og, and the 60 towns of Jair and Bashan. It also included half of Gilead and King Og's royal cities in Ashtaroth and Edrei. All of this was given to the clans of the descendants of Machir, who was Manasseh's son. These are the allotments Moses had made while he was on the plains of Moab, across from the Jordan River, east of Jericho. But Moses gave no allotment to the land to the tribe of Levi, for the Lord, the God of Israel, had promised that he himself would be their allotment. The land divided west of the Jordan, Joshua 14:1 through 5. The remaining tribes of Israel received land in Canaan as an allotment by Eliezer the priest, Joshua, son of Nun, and the tribal leaders. These 9.5 tribes received their grant of land by means of sacred lots, in accordance with the Lord's command through Moses. Moses had already given a grant of land to the 2.5 tribes on the east of the Jordan River, but he had given the Levites no such allotment. The descendants of Joseph had become 2 separate tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and the Levites were given no land at all, only the towns to live in, with surrounding pasture lands for their livestock and all of their possessions. So the land was distributed in strict accordance with the Lord's commands to Moses. Caleb requests his land, Joshua 14:6 through 15. A delegation from the tribe of Judah, led by Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, came to Joshua at Gilgal. Caleb said to Joshua, "Remember what the Lord has said to Moses, the man of God, about you and me when we were at Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to explore the land of Canaan. I returned and gave an honest report, but my brothers who went with me frightened the people from entering the promised land. For my part, I wholeheartedly followed the Lord my God. So that day Moses solemnly promised me, the land of Canaan on which you were just walking will be your grant of land and that of your descendants forever, because you wholeheartedly followed the Lord my God. Now, as you can see, the Lord has kept me alive as well as he promised for all these 45 years since Moses made this promise, even while Israel wandered in the wilderness. Today I am 85 years old. I am as strong now as when I was when Moses sent me on that journey. I can still travel and fight as well as I could then. So give me the hill country that the Lord promised me. You will remember that as scouts we found the descendants of Anak living there in great walled towns. But if the Lord is with me, I will drive them out of the land, just as the Lord said. So Joshua blessed Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and gave Hebron to him as his portion of the land. Hebron still belongs to the descendants of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, because he wholeheartedly followed the Lord, the God of Israel. I want that to be said about me. She wholeheartedly followed the Lord, the God of Israel. Wholeheartedly. Previously, Hebron had been called Kiriath Arba. It had been named after Arba, a great hero of the descendants of Anak, and the land had rest from war. The land given to the tribe of Judah. Joshua 15, 1-12. The allotment for the clans of the tribe of Judah reached southward to the border of Edom, as far south as the wilderness of Zin. The southern boundary began as the south bay of the Dead Sea, ran south of the Scorpion Pass into the wilderness of Zin, and then went south of Kadesh Barnea to Hezron. Then it went up to Ader, where it turned towards Karka. From there it passed to Asman, until it finally reached the brook of Egypt, which it followed to the Mediterranean Sea. This was their southern boundary. The eastern boundary extended along the Dead Sea to the mouth of the Jordan River. The northern boundary began at the bay where the Jordan River empties into the Dead Sea. Went up from there to Beth Hoglah, then proceeded north of Beth Araba to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was Reuben's son. From that point it went through the valley of Achor to Deber, turning south towards Gilgal. I lost my place. Which is across from the slopes of Adamim on the south sides of the valley. From there the boundary extended to the springs at En Shemesh and on to En Rogel. The boundary then passed through the valley of Ben Hinnom, along the southern slopes of the Jebusites, where the city of Jerusalem is located. Then it went to the top of the mountain, above the valley of Hinnom, and on up to the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. From there the boundary extended from the top of the mountain to the springs of the waters of Nephtoah, and from there the towns on Mount Ephron. Then it turned towards Bela, that is, Kiriath Jearim. The boundary circled west of Bela to Mount Seir, passed along the town of Kesalon on the northern slope of the mountain of Mount Jearim, and went down to Beth Shemesh and on to Timnah. The boundary then proceeded to the slope of the hill of Ekron, where it turned towards the Sycaron and Mount Bela. It passed Jabneel and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. The western boundary was the shoreline of the Mediterranean Sea. Do you got that all? You know where you are? Do you picture that all in your head? I don't know about you, but I'm completely lost. These are the boundaries for the clans of the tribe of Judah. The land given to Caleb. Joshua 15, 13-19. The Lord commanded Joshua to assign some of Judah's territory to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So Caleb was given the town of Kiriath Arba, that is, Hebron, which had been named after Anak's ancestors. Caleb drove out 3 groups of Anakites, the descendants of Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai, and the sons of Anak. From there he went to fight the people living in the town of Deber, formerly called Kiriath Sefer. Caleb said, I will give my daughter Aksa in marriage to the one who attacks and captures Kiriath Sefer. Othniel, the son of Caleb's brother Kenaz, who was the one who conquered it. So Aksa became Othniel's wife. When Aksa married Othniel, she urged him to ask his father for a field. As she got down off her donkey, Caleb asked her, What's the matter? She said, Give me another gift. You have already given to me the land and Negev. Now please give me springs of water too. So Caleb gave her the upper and lower springs. You guys, I have got to pee so bad. I have got to go pee before I read devotion. I cannot hold it. It's not happening. I'll be right back. I washed my hands. I used alcohol. It's okay. Holy, I don't think I've ever had to do that in the middle of a devotion. I was like, I am not going to get through the next devotion. I am literally going to pee my pants if I do not go pee right now. I don't think I've ever had to pee in the middle of a live before. It wasn't happening. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's do Trim Healthy Mama Devotions 100 Days of Inspiration. We are on, right, Faith? I've done it before. I flushed the toilet on a Zoom call at work before, more than once. Especially now working at home where I can run out of my office right into the bathroom. I always am like, am I on mute? Yes. Then I get into the bathroom and I'm like, All right. Let's just keep loading up on fluids, KJ. Just keep it going. All right. Day 85. Don't leave him at the door. Christ not only wants to dwell in our hearts, but also in our homes. And yet there are many times that we are so busy doing our own thing and going our own way that Christ Jesus, the Lord of heaven and earth, is left standing at the door. We haven't got room in our lives to include him. Jesus speaks to us, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and will sup with him and he with me." Revelations 3:20. We often think Jesus is speaking to those who have never invited him into their hearts, but this scripture was written to believers. Do you notice that Jesus wants to sup with us? This is the Greek word for deipneo, with the word that is used for the principal meal of the day, where the family gathers to meet and fellowship. Jesus wants to communicate with us in the same way we fellowship together at meal times. Invite him into your home today. Invite him into your kitchen as you prepare meals. Invite him to your table. Invite him into your bedroom and your intimate moments. Invite him into every corner of your home. Welcome his light to fill your home and expose every tiny bit of darkness, uncleanliness, and worldliness. Welcome his love to fill every heart and overflow the love to one another. Don't leave him knocking at the door. All right, come over to dinner. An invitation to dinner can often create two different reactions. Number one, I have no choice. I'm not going to offend our friends. Homemade lasagna, here I come. Jill is famous for her garlic bread. No way I am missing out on that, or her homemade double fudge brownies with ice cream. Or number two, oh no, Jill's food is completely off plan and will ruin all my hard work. Maybe I shouldn't go. She thinks I'm crazy anyway for carrying stevia in my purse. If I eat her lasagna, I'll have to work out for an extra hour tomorrow and eat only light foods the rest of the week. Gosh, snarl in my hair. If your reaction is number one, it's okay to have a complete cheat meal now and then. But if you are scheming ways to get invited over to Jill's house every week, then you may need to look at livening up your own home while keeping it healthy, of course. If your reaction is more like number two, loosen up. One meal is not going to destroy anything. Don't allow the purity of your diet to make you reclusive. There is an easy solution for both women here. Take a big salad that you can make, a large part of your plate, and scrumptious desserts that people won't be able to believe is good for you. Don't be rude. Eat a little of Jill's lasagna if you don't make it the biggest part of your meal. You never know. The dessert may be the key that opens the door to a healthier life plan for Jill, too. I agree with that, but I struggle with that as well because where she says... one meal is not going to destroy anything. Don't allow the purity of your diet to make you reclusive. Although I don't want to be reclusive, I won't be reclusive. I also personally think it's very important to have conversations with the people in your life. Just like you wouldn't not tell her you were allergic to peanuts. If you were allergic to peanuts and deadly allergic, you'd say, just so you know, I'm allergic to nuts or whatever. I think it's okay to say I have to be gluten-free or Would you mind, would you mind keeping some noodles out of this section, out of a section just for me? I don't think there's a darn thing wrong with saying that to Jill, because Jill doesn't want to cause you struggles. And for me, maybe for some people, one meal won't wreck anything. Will it make me gain a ton of weight back? No, unlikely. One meal is not going to do that. But for me, that one meal is a big deal. That one meal is going to cause me to have sugar cravings the next day and the next day. I am going to struggle because of that one meal. And that, to me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I think it totally depends on the person. If you're a person that can have that one meal and be okay, you're right back on plan the next day, it's no big deal. Okay. Or if you can have a small piece, like they said, in a big salad and your own dessert that you treated everybody to, great. That's not who I am. I can't do that. I will have a small side salad and half a plate of lasagna and be like, oh my Lord, I love this lasagna. Can I take some home for leftovers for breakfast? Because that's just who I am. I'm not afraid to admit it. Oh, 2 songs. It's interesting that my last song and my most recent song contradict each other. I recently wrote Never Bloom Before It's Spring about waiting. My latest song, We're Not Promised Tomorrow, is about not hesitating. I guess you could say that they balance each other out. In life, we need to learn when and how to do both. Part of walking in the Lord's will is being patient and going with the flow, and part of it is working hard to get the job done. We need to discern when which each of these 2 options fits in the situation best. There is a time and a place for both of them. Okay. That is it. So for breakfast this morning, I'm not making breakfast at all. I'm making lunch. It's only 8:30, whatever. I have to get my ingredients out and be live. But this morning, have y'all ever been to Burger King and had the Italian chicken sandwich? It was something they only had on occasion at Burger King. They never had, it wasn't like an all the time thing, but it was their original chicken sandwich with marinara and provolone instead of lettuce. Instead of lettuce and mayo, it was marinara and provolone. I flippin' love that sandwich. Okay? Love that sandwich. When that would come out, it was only once in a while, and it would be out for like 3 weeks, and then it would be gone again. I would get it a lot when it would come out, and sometimes I get 2 and eat them both because I loved them. Okay? Loved them. So, I am going to make chicken parmesan chaffles. I love chicken parm. I love chicken parm. And I have a recipe in my chaffle book for chicken parmesan chaffles. So I'm going to make chicken parmesan chaffles. But the other thing I would get at Burger King with my Italian chicken sandwich was onion rings. So I'm going to make some onion rings this morning. I'm going to make like battered and crispy coated onion rings, and we're all going to cross our fingers, our toes, and pray that they come out good, because if they come out good, they'll be a fuel pull. So, onion rings. Something good. I think my internet is cutting out. I have to reboot my internet. If you can hear me, it just showed me that my internet is way low. So if you can still hear me, I don't know. I'm going to reboot my internet this morning. I think we're going to get some weather, and it's causing some internet issues. So lagginess. So I will go ahead and get myself ready, and I will be live in a few minutes for brekkie. I love you all. Thanks for joining me for devotions. I'll see you back tomorrow for more devotions. And yeah, I love you all. Stay on plan. I'll say that on breakfast. But if you don't come to breakfast, stay on plan. All right. I love you. Have a